Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how to deploy Kubernetes application with ArgoCD 2, a step-by-step guide. So before we begin, ensure we have the following setup: Kubernetes cluster up and running, kubectl command line tool installed and configured to access the Kubernetes cluster. So what is ArgoCD? ArgoCD is an open source tool that enables declarative GitOps-based application management for Kubernetes cluster. It provides a robust platform for automating the deployment and management of application through Git repositories. So in this demo, I will walk you through the process of setting up ArgoCD on Kubernetes cluster and deploying a simple application using ArgoCD CLI commands. So let us see what are the steps forward. So first step is to create the ArgoCD namespace. Okay. Second step is install the ArgoCD using the manifest files. Then installing the ArgoCD CLI tool onto the Kubernetes cluster. Then we need to retrieve the password, the login password for ArgoCD's UI. Then we will log in into the ArgoCD server using the ArgoCD CLI command. Then finally, we will deploy the application using ArgoCD CLI command. So let us see the demo part of it. So I'm onto the Kubernetes cluster. So basically, the first step is to create the namespace, the ArgoCD namespace. So let us create that. So this will create a namespace ArgoCD. So the namespace ArgoCD is created. So inside this namespace, we'll deploy the ArgoCD the manifest files. Okay. So we'll install the application ArgoCD. So this command will install ArgoCD onto the Kubernetes cluster. So it will take a couple of minutes to deploy the ArgoCD. So let us see the pods. It is creating. So it will take a couple of minutes to deploy this ArgoCD. So we'll wait for that. So after a couple of minutes, we can see that all the components of ArgoCD are up and running. So the next step is to install the ArgoCD CLI tool. So install that. So we have downloaded the ArgoCD binary. So we'll install ArgoCD now. CLI tool. then we will remove the downloaded binary. So we can check by running the command ArgoCD. So the ArgoCD CLI tool is installed. So we'll just access the ArgoCD UI by editing the service. So if you see the service of ArgoCD, so it will be a cluster IP. So we will change it to node port so that we can access the ArgoCD UI. We will get SVC in the namespace ArgoCD. So we have the ArgoCD server, so which is the type of cluster IP. So we'll change it to node port so that we can able to access the ArgoCD UI from outside the Kubernetes cluster. So we'll just edit that to node port. Change the cluster type to node port. So it is changed. So we'll see that. Yeah. So you can see the ArgoCD server is changed to node port and it is running on 31048 for HTTPS, and for HTTP it is 30507. So we'll ask this ArgoCD UI on this node port. My IP is 160.0. What is the node port? 31. Okay, go to advanced and click on continue to this node IP. So user name will be admin, and to get the password, you need to run the command in the following command, that is ArgoCD admin initial password in that particular namespace. So you can see this is the generate or the randomly generated password. You can just copy this and run with this. Yeah, so you are into the ArgoCD UI or the ArgoCD server. So we can change the password for this UI, that is update password. So paste the copied password, then the random password, then you can set your password. So I'll just enter my password here. Let's see. So once you have changed the password, you need to delete the secret from in the name in the particular namespace. So that is kubectl and get secret in ArgoCD. So we need to change the initial password here. Once you have changed the password, so we need to delete this secret. So kubectl, that is recommended in the ArgoCD documentation. So secret and the secret name in the ArgoCD namespace. Yeah, so it is deleted. So once we change the password of ArgoCD, then we can log in back with the updated password. So now we are logged in with the updated password into the ArgoCD server. Now let us connect to the ArgoCD server with the ArgoCD CLI tool. So ArgoCD login, and the on the IP on which it is running, the IP address on which the ArgoCD server is running, that is 192.168.0.169, and the port it is 31048. So it will ask, are you want to proceed? Say yes. So username is admin, and the password, the updated password is admin. You can see, so admin login is logged successfully. So we will create a sample application now through CLI, ArgoCD CLI command. So to deploy the application, so we will run this command. So this is the command. ArgoCD create guestbook. So this is the sample application which is available on the GitHub repositories. Okay, so it will create application that in guestbook in the repository. So this is the repository link and the path. So inside the repository we have the guestbook path in which we have the Kubernetes manifest files. Then the destination server, that is the on which Kubernetes you want to deploy. So it is by default this kubernetes.default.svc and the default namespace. Okay, so I'm deploying the application, the guest application in the default namespace. So we have to define it default namespace as default. If you want to change, you can change. For this demo, I'm just keeping it same as default. So I will just enter. Yeah, you can see application guestbook created. So if you want to see the applications in the ArgoCD server, which are the applications deployed, then you can just run the command ArgoCD app list. You can see ArgoCD/guestbook. So this is the name of the application, and on which cluster it is running. You can see is the ArgoCD on which it is deployed. So it is the Kubernetes cluster. Then the namespace is default. Okay, the project is default. Right now it is out of sync. So we'll go to the ArgoCD UI and just we can refresh it or sync it, and which will deploy the application. So go to the ArgoCD UI or the server. Go to the application. You can see this guest application is deployed here. So it is now currently it is out of sync. Just you can click on sync. So this is manually. You can do it automatic also, which we'll see in the next demo. So I will click on synchronize. So you can see it is synced successfully and it is now healthy. So you can see the application deployed. So you can see it is running on cluster IP now. So we cannot able to see the access the application outside the Kubernetes cluster. So what we'll do now, we will change the node type to cluster node port, so that we can able to access the application, the guestbook application. So what I will do, we'll go to edit the service. So get svc in default namespace. Okay, you can see this lab service guestbook UI. So we'll edit it. You can see the cluster, the type, it is cluster IP, so that we cannot access it outside the Kubernetes cluster. So kubectl edit svc. So change it to node port. Now I will see the node port. So now you can see the node port, the port number 3622. So on this node, with this node port, we can able to access the application, the guestbook UI application. So we'll go to the browser 192.168.0.169, and the port is 3622. You can see. So on this node, with this node port number, we can able to access the guestbook application. So this is how we can deploy applications on Kubernetes cluster using ArgoCD. If you want to delete this application, which is deployed here, okay, which is deployed here. So if you want to delete, you can delete from here, from the UI, or if you want to delete from command line tool, so we can delete from CLI tool also, like ArgoCD, add, delete. Then what is the application name? That is ArgoCD / guestbook. So it will ask for confirmation. Type as, you can see application is deleted. If I just refresh, you can see now it is deleted from the server as well. So no application available. So this is how you can deploy the Kubernetes applications using ArgoCD tool. Okay, thank you everyone.